It's like a unicorn, really. You know, you hear stories about them, and you read articles about them, but you've never actually seen one before. And you know, it doesn't stop us though from always being on the lookout for one, and always hoping that one will be created one day that we can all purchase. And that's the perfect landscape photography camera bag. And you know, over the years of that you go through photography, you go through many different bags, whether it's backpacks or shoulder bags or messenger bags or sling bags or whatever your carry of choice is. You go through many different iterations over the years, and you figure out what you do like and you figure out what you don't like, and you kind of create this like dream list of qualities that would make the perfect camera bag for you. And this is a highly personable thing. What's important to me might not be important to others, but we all have a list of qualities that are very important to us. And if a camera bag manufacturer ever gave us a call and we sent them our list, they'd be able to create for us the perfect camera bag. But nevertheless, I developed, or I came up with my top 7 qualities that are important to me that will ultimately, if all summed together, would create the perfect camera bag. And to kick things off, and these aren't in any particular order, but to start with just the overall exterior, it's got to be good, durable materials, strong, large zippers that are weather sealed, and the material needs to be weather sealed as well. You know, these bags are constantly being placed on rough surfaces, whether it's rock or stone or sand or mud or wet surfaces, whatever it is. The material has to be, you know, durable, and it has to age well. You don't want a bag that's 2, 3, 4 months old to look like a bag that's 2, 3, 4 years old. So to age well through use is very important, and weather sealed. Now, every time there's a passing shower, you don't want to have to dip off into the woods or under some tree cover to wait it out while the rain passes. And you surely don't want to fuss around with your rain cover to, you know, put it on your bag for a passing shower. You want to feel confident that when it does rain a little bit, you can just stand there and you continue what you're doing. Your bag can get a little bit wet and it's not going to get inside the pack. It's not going to get your contents wet, and you'll be fine. Now, if it's a complete monsoon or a total downpour, it's a little bit different story. But most of the time I found that there's very few times where I'm caught in a full-on monsoon. It's usually just quick passing showers. So good, solid material, durable, and weather resistant is very important. And just the overall size of the bag, it's got to be airline compatible. Very, 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 very important as far as the overall exterior dimension goes. These are the bags I travel with the most now. It's the Shimoda 40 liter and the f-stop Ajna, both 40 liter bags. I found that 40 liter really kind of toes the line as far as airline compatibility goes. Anything beneath that, you're going to be just fine. 40 liters and above, you're starting to play with fire a little bit. What I mean by that is getting the dreaded pink ticket to gate check your bag, which none of us want. And I've run across that a couple times with my 40 liter bags too, where you get on a smaller jet and your bag is really kind of pushing it, and the last thing you want is when you go to give the gatekeeper your ticket, that they see your bag and then they want you to measure it in the little device and it doesn't fit, and then you get the pink ticket. So you're kind of doing the dance where you sling the bag over the shoulder farthest away from the person taking the ticket, and you kind of just try to shield it and get down the gateway as fast as possible to the plane where it's safe. So nevertheless, got to be airline compatible. And the last portion to this exterior component is just, it's got to be able to stand up by itself with a full load. So there's nothing worse than your bag being loaded up and you go to set it down and it just topples over. So the bag standing up by itself when it's fully loaded is very important. My second item is a dedicated water bottle holder. Now, maybe I'm old school, maybe I'm a purist, but I just don't like water bladders. I don't want any type of water balloons or anything near my components of my bag. I don't like messing with them. I don't like the way you have to fill them up. I don't like the way you have to empty them or air dry them and get the condensation out. I don't like running the tubes. I don't like tubes hanging out. I just don't like anything about it. So I always stick to water bottles. And it seems like most bags, they either have no water carry solution or they opt for the water bladder. I just like an old school, water bottle solution on the side that I can access while the bag is on my back. Just plain and simple. The Mindshift bags do a good job of this. The Temba bag does a good job of this. F-Stop does not do a good job of this. They did it, at least with the Agena bag, they have the water bladder system, and the Shimoda kind of does a good job with this. They have a small portion, small area to put a water bottle, but nevertheless, that's a very important quality to me. And then the third item is a good dedicated tripod carrying solution. What I mean by dedicated is an area that was specifically designed to carry a tripod. So for landscape photographers, I think the camera is definitely the most important piece of gear. And then the tripod has got to be the second most important piece. But a lot of these bags, it's kind of like an afterthought, the way that you're going to carry your tripod. And I think the F-Stop Agena bag is definitely a number one example of this, where they have these side pockets that are designed for a multitude of different things, where you can just put like clothes or rain jackets or anything. But that's also where you carry your tripod. They say you can like stick one leg down the side and strap it in, and it's very obvious that it's not designed specifically for that. So having a dedicated solution for your tripod is very important, and I think Shimoda has probably done the best job for this, where they actually have a pocket that zips out of the side that can cinch down, and you can put the tripod head in or the bottom of your tripod legs and tighten it down and strap the whole thing to the side. And it's clearly obvious that this was built just to carry a tripod. So that's a very nice touch, and kudos to Shimoda for coming up with that. Now, my fourth item is good exterior pockets. And what I mean by that is it's a twofold answer. Pockets, small to medium-sized pockets that you can access while the bag is on your back. So whether that's pockets on your actual harness, or pockets on your waist belt, or water bottle pockets, or pockets on the side, just anything that you can access while the bag is on you to get, whether it's something as little as chapstick or headphones or your cell phone or keys or just anything. There's so many little things that you might need to have access to without having to put the bag down. And that's very important. That the F-Stop Agena bag has not one pocket on it that you can reach while the bag is on your back. Now, I love this bag. There's just some things that kind of bug me about it, but that's definitely one of them. If you want anything out of this bag, you got to take the whole thing off and get to it. So the Shimoda bag does a very, very good job of this, probably the best I've seen in a while. And the Mindshift bags and the Tenma bag also have some pockets that you can access while carrying. So that's definitely important. And then also larger pockets on the exterior to fit, rain jackets or, a warmer jacket or extra pair of rain pants or anything like that. I almost always travel with at least a rain jacket. So having a large open area somewhere on the exterior of the bag is very important. And these three bags, the Mindshift, Shimoda, and the F-Stop, this is the Backlight 26L also. And they all do a great job of this. The Tenma, not so much, but this is a smaller bag, so that's to be expected. Now, as far as the interior goes, once again, more smaller pockets is very important. It's preferably mesh pockets, so you don't have to unzip everything to see what's inside. And if I really like them to be at the top of the bag too. Mainly because when you take the bag off, the top is obviously the area that's closest to you. And plus, when you're on a plane, the top of your bag is usually the area that's easiest to access to get smaller things out. And those are usually the things you need on an airplane. So I like the way that F-Stop does this. They have a very large opening where the whole entire top unzips. There's a mesh pocket on the underside of the top of the bag. There's also another area on the bottom, and the whole thing opens up, and it's very easy to see anything that's on the inside. Now the Shimoda also does this as well, where at the top there's actual interior pockets along the side, but it kind of utilizes this kind of clamshell opening where the top is kind of split in half and it opens up in the middle. And it makes it kind of difficult to see inside, and it makes it kind of dark in there, and it's hard to see what all is in there, especially when you're on an airplane. So I prefer the way that F-Stop implemented that in the Agena bag. But also a removable insert. So F-Stop calls it the ICU. I'm not 100% sure what Shimoda calls this, but the removable camera inserts. I like these for various different reasons. One, they're customizable. You can get small, medium, larges to fit your specific kit or your specific needs for that trip. Or if you're going on a trip that's not even a photography trip, you can take the entire insert out and use the bag for whatever else you need. If you're just going camping or backpacking, fill it up with all your camping stuff. We spend so much money on these bags. It's nice to be able to use them for anything, even outside of photography. So I think that's a very nice option as well. Now, my sixth item is a dedicated laptop sleeve. Now, much like the tripod solution, having a dedicated, purposeful laptop area is very important. I see a lot of these bags that have these sort of kind of secondary offerings. You know, the Ajna bag does this, where they have their water bottle or water bladder pocket, when you're not using a water bladder, can also be used as a laptop sleeve. And this is obviously not what it's designed for. It's not designed to fit a laptop computer. It's certainly not padded for a laptop computer, so it's not a very good solution at all. I like an area that's obviously just for that. You know, the Shimoda, Mindshift, Temba, these bags here all have that, some better than others, but they all have a dedicated area just for that. And the only issue I do run into is most of these are for a 13-inch computer, and I have a 15-inch computer, so if I could get a 15-inch one, a laptop padded area, that would be perfect for me. And then last and certainly not least is rear access. Now, most landscape photography and adventure bags do have rear access nowadays, and that's fantastic for two main reasons, and I know we already know what they are. One, security. Nobody can access your most valuable contents of your bag from your back, because the actual opening is against your back, so nobody can access it. And the other portion is whenever you want to access your actual camera components, you are laying the front of your bag down on the ground or the mud or the dirt or the water, and not your actual harness that goes against your body. So those are the two main reasons for that. And then the other portion of this is the way that that rear opening is. So I haven't seen this a whole lot lately. The Shimoda Explorer 40 is the first bag I've ever had that actually does this, but it's where the rear opening opens more like a book, like that. And I love that, because the overall footprint that you're using, the area that you're using when you do that, is much smaller than if the entire back opening opens like this, because that in essence is doubling the overall size of the area that you're taking up. So I'm not sure what you call it, but the magazine style or the book style opening is definitely preferred by me. So those are really my 7 major things or qualities that I look for in a landscape photography bag. I'm sure that I probably did miss a couple here or there, and I'm sure my list will possibly differ from yours. And if you could, leave me a comment below. Let me know what's on your list that's not on my list. I'm curious to kind of see what are the components or qualities in everybody else's perfect photography bag. I'm curious as to exactly what that would look like. And I hope you did enjoy the video. And if you have any questions, definitely also leave me a comment below. I guarantee I'll get back to you. And I'll leave links in the description below as well. So if you want to take a closer look at any of this, you definitely can. If you did enjoy the video, if you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, it definitely lets me know that the content I'm creating is beneficial for some, and that's always a good thing to know. And I appreciate you watching, as always, and I'll see you next week. Bye.